Hey there! A lot has happened since my first How I Jam video. Back then I used a laptop with Ableton Live as my main MIDI sequencer and audio recorder. This worked great, so if you're an Ableton user you should check it out here. Personally, I always preferred dedicated hardware to software solutions. So even though I was happy with my Ableton setup, I moved away from it once I realized that my MPC 500 is an awesome MIDI sequencer and that a dedicated hardware audio workstation would also offer great recording and mastering solutions. First off, there are two data types in my music setup: digital MIDI data to control my instruments and analog audio data coming from my instruments. Let's start with a look at the MIDI part. If you're not familiar with MIDI, go ahead and watch my short MIDI introduction video here before you continue. The Akai MPC 500 is my main MIDI sequencer. I have a MIDI keyboard connected to its MIDI in port, and its MIDI out port is plugged into a MIDI patch bay, which sends the data to all my instruments. The notes I play on the keyboard are recorded on the MPC and are also sent through the patch bay to my instruments. Each instrument listens to its own MIDI channel, so when I switch channels on the keyboard, I can select which instrument I'm playing. When I want to record a MIDI sequence for an instrument, I just select the instrument's track on the MPC and press record. I can play back several MIDI tracks simultaneously, switch between them and also structure them into a song. Go ahead and watch some of my recent studio session videos to see me arrange MIDI tracks in a live situation. Next to the MPC is the Yamaha Tenori-On, which acts as a second sequencer. It receives MIDI clock from the MPC so that it starts, plays and stops in sync with it. The Tenori-On also has MIDI tracks, similar to the MPC. After the instruments receive their MIDI commands, they produce audio, which is sent from every instrument into an audio patch bay, from where I can route it into effects or straight into my audio workstation. For effects, I mainly use a Korg Chaos Pad Quad and a Lexicon MX200. I also have another small Chaos Pad and a few guitar effects pedals, which work great with synthesizers as well. The workstation is a Yamaha AW1600, which records up to 8 audio tracks simultaneously and supports playback of up to 16 tracks. For each track there is an individual equalizer and compressor, and there are also 2 effect stands for its internal effects. The workstation records audio files on its internal hard drive and can be connected to a computer for USB file transfer. Personally, I really like its interface and workflow, and since workstations like this went out of style when DAW software came around, they can be had for cheap while offering great audio quality and features. I hope this video gave you a good overview of my current setup. As always, feel free to post your questions and comments below, and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thanks a lot for watching and have fun making music.